answered that so perfectly. You know, we practiced that just because I have family here. The other Super Saturdays I go to, they're like, okay, can you start talking and finish, please? We've got things to do. So, just to give you a sense of how uncomfortable, like, the intro is, like, I'm back there and I try not to even listen to it because it's just ridiculous, but you can't see this, okay? But I want you to know that I woke up this morning, just to give you a sense of, really not a big deal, okay? I don't know how this happened, but I woke up and I'm like, I need to brush my teeth, and I go into my hotel room, I'm looking around, I need to brush my teeth, and I look down, and my toothbrush is in the toilet. I don't know why and how that happened. It was a little alarming, because I was like, was I not alone in here last night? What was that about? So anyway, I'm just like you, my toothbrush is in the toilet just like yours is. All right, so this is a very, very big deal, and it's a big deal because the Super Saturday to kick off the beginning of the year is like sort of the final salute to what we worked so hard to do in 2017, and obviously we celebrate the amazing accomplishments of so many coaches in here and so many newbies who have joined us in a very turbulent year, 2017, and now we go into 2018 with this invigorated spirit, reminded of what our mission is, and a desire to help people. And I happen to be in this incredible position. People, you know, we do these photos and people thank me and say things like, you changed my life and stuff, and it always makes me uncomfortable because what we do is we put together a product and it does some very exciting things because it's the honest to goodness fitness, nutrition, and peer support. It's not that big of a breakthrough, except nobody else does it. And so it works, and it works with us. And I think that what we're all grateful for, frankly, me included, is that there's a group of people like you, this special group of people who are like, we're gonna do this hard thing. And so what I wanna start with today, before I give any remarks, I just wanna salute the two people in the room who made it into the top 10. It's quite a stunning achievement, quite frankly, to make it into the top 10 elite, because you have to think about it for a second. Like, anybody who has been with us multiple years knows that 2017 was like it was the year to quit. If there was ever a year to quit, it was 2017. Let's quit! And I was on the phone with our top coach the other day, Melanie Mitro, who had a stunning achievement of top coach 4 times in a row. And the thing about her team, and I think about the same for the top 10 and all the elite and all the incredible star diamonds in here, it's easy to quit. It's easy to look at another opportunity and go, that's the thing look, it looks better over there. And I can't even tell you, the most amazing thing about 2018 so far is how many Facebook messages or emails or Instagram messages that I'm getting from people who left, who took advantage of the year to quit. And they're like, oh, it's no better over here. It's harder over here because we're not selling anything special. So they're coming back, and they're welcome back. And we want people, as long as they're in it for the right reason. I was talking to Melanie, and she was, and again, telling her how special it was. And I said, what's amazing about everybody and about what you guys have achieved, and this enthusiasm to stand in a difficult year and go, I brought people into this business and I made certain representations to them, and it's a hard year and it's hard on me, and I feel pressure, and I feel like I might be, do I even know if this is gonna last? Like, what is it? But I made representations to people, and I made promises to people, and I'm gonna see it through. And anybody who's in this room right now, of everything you can be proud of, I want you to take a second and just be proud of the fact that you are here. You made it through 2017, and you lived up to a promise that you made to yourself and to the people that you brought into the business. And that is, I'm going to help you achieve your goals to lead a healthy, fulfilling life. Whether it was one person or 1,000 people, you're here. You're doing that. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your family. You're doing it for the people that you serve. And that is a huge deal, that you are doing it for the people that you serve. So I want you to give yourselves a round of applause, because you really went through something. It's quite amazing. Now, we're going to celebrate these couple of people, and Holly, I'm sorry, but I didn't know you were going to be here. Really, I think I knew, but I wasn't sure. You're in France. There you are, and so I have all these baskets. Okay, your basket's on the plane over there. So I'm gonna have to send it to you, but there's a basket. But let me tell you about Holly. So we met. How did we first meet? It was on a call, or it was just a prize that you won or something?
Yeah, just the first time big one-on-one was just I think we had 50 people, 50 new coaches.
Yeah. Okay, we did a call.
Yeah, in like 1 month time.
Right. Okay. So then there we were, and then all of a sudden, every time I go to an office or something, or I was up in Utah, and hey, you gotta come meet Holly. I'm like, I know Holly. We talk on the phone all the time. So, but Holly's a very special coach. First of all, she travels all around, and I guess back and forth to France, and you do travel around with kids, and you drag them around. And she's got this business. How amazing is it to have a business where you can make an income, and she gets to travel all over the world and do it at the same time. And she's not attached to one single office, one single place, or having to punch a clock. I heard a great quote the other day that entrepreneurs are the only people who are willing to work 80 hours a week for themselves to avoid working 40 hours a week for somebody else. And I think Holly's a great example of that. But listen to what she achieved to make it into the top 10 for the first time. Very excited to welcome her here. Holly Hillier is a 2-time elite coach. It's her first time in the Elite 10, 8-star diamond coach. That's still true? Okay, that's still true. Because sometimes I'll say 8-star, and she'll be like, I'm 20-star. Okay, so 8-star. Second, this is what's most impressive. Second highest new customer volume in the network in 2017. This is a girl who's bringing people in and helping people achieve their goals. 5th highest new coach PV in the network in 2017. That means, I think what that means is, what does that mean? Does that mean that you got the 5th highest coach PV, or your coaches got the 5th highest? What does?
I think it's my coaches' PV. My coaches are rocking.
Okay, her coaches are rocking 5th highest of all. I don't know what that means. But it means you're helping people, and that's what's special. Okay? Join Team Beachbody in September 2014. It's now 2018, so that's not a very long time. So it's pretty wild to be 2-time elite. You've only been this a little over 3 years, and from Winchester, Virginia. Is that close to here?
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty close to here. And engineer in corporate America prior to taking on coaching, but decided that you wanted to have control of your own life. And husband's David, and you have a little boy named Sam. You wanted to spend more time with Sammy.
That's right.
There you go. Well, please welcome to the stage, and I'd love you to just say one quick thing, or just say a little bit about what it took. Holly Hillier, our number 9 elite in the top 10. I do have a hat.
It's much easier for me to get things back if you just send them there. So, I mean, it's great.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And here's your hat.
It's all worth it. This has been a crazy 3 years. And I think my main message and what my team has done, that's what I keep getting asked is, what did you guys do? This was a hard year. So how did your team just explode in 2017? And it all just came down to believing that it was possible and just ignoring all the other noise, right? we ignored the noise and we all said, listen, we want to build big businesses. And we have. I mean, I have 3 brand new one-star coaches in this room who qualified during the hardest part of the year, right? And they didn't say, oh, like it's the holidays, I'm not gonna do it. They just did it. And that's what my team has done. So if you guys have ever said like, is this possible? And I mean, Carl mentioned it, I am always traveling, always moving. I worked the full-time corporate engineering job for a year, pregnant, we moved cross country 3 times and we drove with our 2 dogs. 6 weeks of bed rest while I was pregnant, the 6-week postpartum recovery, and then we moved back and forth between France and DC, and it's just, if you really want it, you can make it happen, no matter what. And that's what I've told my team, and that's what they're now doing. So, yeah, just thank you, and this opportunity is crazy. All I have to do is believe and work. Just work. Like you said, the 80, I mean, it's true. Awesome. 80 hours a week, and you can make it happen.
Thanks, Holly. Okay. Now, I had the pleasure of meeting Moira about, 6 months ago or so. Something like that, right? So, and this is how I think Moira's a great story because where was that? That was in South Carolina? Charlotte. Okay, somewhere south. And there's snow there right now. I was going through town. It was probably a Super Saturday. No, it was one of my little CEO things. Anyway, so I was hitting a bunch of cities in one of these sort of whistle stop things. And normally, I rip through a city, I'll squeeze work in between, talking to people, and I normally don't really socialize that much. And Moira's like, oh no, you're gonna stop and we have to talk. I'm like, no time. Facebook, yes, you have to talk to me. Greg Collier's like, she's really insisting that you talk to her. So, and I'm glad she did, because we sat down, for 45 minutes or so before I had the chance to present, and I got to learn just such an impressive story about an entrepreneur who just turn this down just a little bit for me. Do you mind doing that? I actually grew up in the theater, and I was in charge of running sound, so it's like a pet peeve if it starts to feed back, right? It's just the way I am. All right, sorry, Dad. By the way, my parents, my uncles, my aunt are here. It's kind of cool. I haven't seen my Aunt Linda and Uncle Doug probably 25 years, I'm guessing. 50 years? 100 years? 5 years? Well, it just seems so long. Well, was it here? Was it an event? Where did we see each other? A wedding. Oh, okay. Well, that was, nice of me to bring that back. So, it was a surprise to have you here, and so it's super fun. So it's a chance for me to speak and see my family at the same time, and I always enjoy those events. So anyway, Moira and I were talking, and I'm learning about this entrepreneur, and inspired by her story, because I never know really from your side of the business what's the motivation for you, or why you would do this. And Moira's story is great because she owned a juice press business and had investors and thousands of dollars at risk, and still and a fitness business, a Pilates studio too. And so she was running this health and fitness business similar to what we do, but she had all this overhead and all this pressure. And then one day the juice press thing broke, and she was like, with her investor group, she was like, that's a $35,000 thing I have to replace. Am I getting these numbers right? I'm quite impressed with myself. So it's like another $35,000 for this juice press thing, and she called up the investors and she talked to her husband, and she's like, I'm out. And she basically handed them the keys, and she said, between the risk and the hours, if somebody calls in sick, she's the one that had to go in and do the work. It was just like this treadmill, and many of us have been there. Certainly, as an entrepreneur, I understand as a CEO that if anybody's going to do it, or if nobody's going to do it, I got to do it. And that's the way it was. And so she had, on a parallel path, I think you were already a coach, and you said, you know what, I'm going to focus on this. And you started with us, when did you start? In 2014, 2015. And this just shows you, if you're sitting here wondering, I wonder if there's the possibility that I could do something great with this. The only difference between me and Moira and Holly and you is effort, resilience, and tenacity. And this is what it can get you. You can become a 2-time elite coach. This is Moira's first time in the top 10. But that's pretty amazing for somebody who started in 2015, if you think about it. 13-star diamond coach, advanced more diamond coaches than any other coach in the network in 2017. Had the second highest number of star diamond advancements in the network in 2017. Joined Team Beachbody in 2015. She's a new member of our coach advisory board. I take credit for that. Founder of Team Together Rising from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. And I told you the backstory, husband Brian, and you have 2 young kids. Please welcome to the stage our number 5 in the top 10 elite, Moira Casada. And look, I brought your basket, you brick house. Yes, you are going to France. How exciting is that? That's going to be awesome. Well, look, we want to hear. I'll get your hat because I know you were folks. You were eyeing that thing. But tell us, your story is amazing. So do you mind just taking a second? I can take the basket for you because it's heavy.
Hey guys, thanks so much. This is a dream day. I mean, really, I've envisioned it and I have thought about it for a really long time. And you know, I am getting ready to speak here in a little bit, but I will tell you that what you just said about perseverance and, you know, commitment, and I'll just share this really short story that I just was in Aruba with my family, and we left on a Wednesday morning to come home to Charleston, and I got here last night at 2 a.m. And it involved multiple planes, complete insanity, anarchy, like airport lockdowns. If I told you the story, it would take me an hour, and it's just crazy. But what I see in that was like this commitment to, I'm getting there. You know, I'm not gonna not be on that stage. And I'm gonna do whatever it takes, and I'm gonna do it with a good attitude, which I think is key to this business. You know, my family laughed more in the last 3 days in like airport lockdown anarchy than we probably did the whole week we were in Aruba, because, you know, it's just like you gotta roll with the punches and you've got to see the good in everything. And I think that's what this opportunity has done for me. Like Carl said, I had so many great years as an entrepreneur, but man, it's tough. And I kid you not, and that's one of the first things I said to you when we sat down, is like, I really can't wrap my head around the fact that I don't need to pay you back hundreds of thousands of dollars for what you do for me. Because all I gotta do is show up and lead with my heart and build relationships and help people. Like, I can't even wrap my head around that. You know, someone makes my product, someone employs, I always bring up customer service, coach relations, because they are like the best thing ever in my book. I don't cut their paycheck, I don't employ them, I don't have to show up when they don't show up. Like, someone handles my customers for me. It's crazy, this opportunity that we have. And so you have to just go into this business with that pair of glasses on. You know, that this is the opportunity of a lifetime. And I see it every single day. I see people on my team, and I just see people take themselves out. And I'm like, you know, this opportunity is never gonna come your way again. Never. It's like, it's just the greatest. And I can't thank you enough. I'm gonna talk more later, so I'm gonna wrap it up, but thank you, thank you, thank you.
Moira Casada, number 5, top 10, well done. So, okay, how am I doing on time? Because I'm like, I don't know where I am. I'm good? What time is it right now?
About 10 minutes.
Wait, what time is it?
9:33.
It's 9:30. So I got like a half hour. So,
10 minutes.
I don't know, you've been talking since I got here, man.
Did you brush
Most
your
talky
teeth?
photographer ever. What?
Did you brush your teeth?
I did. And I am not kidding. I was like, this must have been how cavemen invented this thing, brush teeth. I don't know if they had toothpaste or what, but I literally put toothpaste on my finger and did it. You're welcome. Because like, come on, it's intimidating. People come up, they want to talk. Hey, how are you? Oh my God, the CEO has an awful breath. That would be terrible. Okay, so I won't go a full half hour. You get a whole video to watch. You've got speeches to hear, but I do want to speak just a little bit because I get an opportunity, obviously, to just do this. And what Moira said, I experienced the same exact thing yesterday. I went to get on a plane, and because I have to hit so many cities in a row, I charter. And so I was ready to get to Pittsburgh and all ready to fly, and I made a joke on my Instagram that I'm going to drive there, and I kind of should have just driven there. Because I get there, and the pilot comes out, and when the pilot has this sort of look on his face, like, you just know something bad, and he's like, well, we have this thing, what's the thing that tells you if you're, what's that? The horizon, what tells you, what's it called, the horizon? The horizon gauge. Used to fly. The gauge that tells you if you're about to crash into the ground or not. So he says, it's not really working. We probably shouldn't fly if it's not working. But it worked when we got here. They had just landed 45 minutes prior, and we're going to fly out. And I said, okay, we'll see if you can fix that. I'll move some things around because we had scheduled things a little tight. And I'm waiting, and he comes in, and he said, the mechanic came in, and we think we got it fixed. They put all my stuff on the plane, we're good to go, fires the thing up, and didn't quite stay on, tries to fire it up again, something on the left engine's not working. I'm like, I'll go wait inside the little airport thing. I go in there, comes back out, and he goes, we got it on. And great. And so, and we said, but the gauge now isn't working again. So here's what we're thinking. We're thinking that if we drive the plane around the airport, taxiway, we're going to be able to get it warmed up. This is LA. We're going to be able to get it warmed up, and we're going to see if the gyros fire, and if the little, not the altimeter, but whatever the horizon thing is. So he comes back, and I'm waiting, and I don't know where they went to, like maybe a drive-through or something in their plane, because it took forever. So an